Y'all, I'm trying out these new bitters. It's like hormonal herbal teas, and it has burdock root. It's very bitter and nasty. This is not what the video was about, but I just want to throw that in there. These like bitter herbal teas really have been helping my mood. I'm taking right now, I'm doing a hormonal one, and it's just really nasty. Okay, so let me get into the video. Hi, my name is not your ordinary Denise, but everyone calls me Denise. A lot of people have been following my channel. Everyone knows I'm a single mother, I'm a business owner, and I'm a caregiver to a mental illness brother, and I have lost both of my parents. I thought that baby was up. What I'm about to say in this video is going to come off very harsh to some people, especially men if they're looking at my video. Hey baby, good morning. My video is going to come off mean or self-centered, but I don't care. Okay, what I'm about to say is something that a lot of women need to hear it. And I wish I would have always been like this, but I haven't. Okay? I'm trying to get it. Nothing in my life is free anymore. Not my time, not my energy, not my body, not my labor, and definitely not my freedom. Everything has to be transactional. And I know people have said, oh, you know, since social media come, everybody is so self-centered, everything is transactional. Everything should be a little transactional. Everything in life should not be transactional. Let me take that back. But there is points and people that you should be transactional with. I don't care how you put it. You have to be. It would have saved me a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy if I would have been like that with certain people off top. And when I say transactional, I don't mean being cold. I mean being intentional. I mean being balanced with the individual. I mean a mutual exchange. Because the moment you start giving parts of yourself away for free, your anatomy, your labor, your emotional support, your body, your time, you put yourself in a position to be used and taken for granted. And that has been the downfalls for so many women. Women are taught to give for free. Women are taught to give. Women are taught to love for free. Women are taught to labor for free. Women are taught to be emotional support for free. Women are taught motherhood is for free. Intellectual property for free. That is what women are taught to be. That's what we're taught to give for decades, all in exchange for male validation. Okay, let's keep it real. Okay. Anytime a woman is part of a man's life, she enriches his life. Go argue with your mama. I said what I said. Anytime a woman is in a man's life, she enriches that man's life emotionally, mentally, financially, and socially. She stabilizes him. She supports him. She gives him space to build. And yet men will come online and tell you they did it on their own. They didn't. That's the gag. They didn't. There was a mother. There was some aunt in the background. There was a girlfriend. There was a sister. A woman paying the bills. Letting him stay. Feeding him. Holding him down while he was figuring out life or building a business. Women are often seen as stepping stones. Yeah. I could think back, not too long ago, a guy, I'm just throw this out here. Not too long ago, a guy asked me for my number, right? We both used to see each other in passing. Our offices are actually in the same building. He runs a little small business in my office building where I run my business at. So we see each other in passing, okay? And he stopped me at the elevator to get my number or whatever, and we exchanged numbers or whatever. We were talking on the phone for a little bit, or whatever you want to call it. And when he knew that I knew how to do credit, I gave a little bit, probably too much information about my gifts and my resources that I knew probably before a date. I shouldn't have told, but somehow in a conversation, I told him, yes, I know to do credit, and he told me he had an issue with his credit, and that his credit wasn't that good. He had this on the credit for child support and all this. When he said child support, I knew I wasn't going any further with this man anyway. I knew. He could have done tech things too in my business and helped me, but every time I got on the phone with him, he kept on asking me to help him with his credit and try to get child support off his credit or whatever it was. And I knew I could help him, but because he didn't bring anything of value to me, I blocked him. I blocked him. And this is the way women should be off top. Stop telling people off top the knowledge and resources you have. Because once they know it, you'll be like a lick, like for them to use you for that resource. And even though the man, he could have helped me in my business, but we didn't talk about, when I asked him to help me in my business, he was like, oh yeah, I can do this, let's do this. I'm like, but what I'm asking you to do in my business, I need you to do it right now before I start doing it in your credit. Because if I was to fix his credit, it will start working right now. But what I needed for him to do with my business marketing, it would take time to do. And I told him straight up, I said, look, I can't help you. I can't help you. And then after that, he was calling me to help, and I just ended up blocking his number because I don't have time for that. People like that, men like that, you have to be very transactional with, because I don't even really want to associate you as my friend at this point, not even as a friendship. If I see every time you're calling me and you don't even know me that well, you're looking for something to use me about, I just let people like that go. I do. A lot of men know that. A lot of men use a lot of women as placeholders. They know they can find a woman who will stay under them in the name of love. She'll let him live with her. She'll support him emotionally. She'll pay bills. She'll feed him. She'll hold him down. And she'll screw him real good. All while he's broke. All while that man's unstable. All while that man is working on something. Once he's probably established, once he has money and he got freedom, he got options, that woman usually disappears from the story. I've seen it plenty times. He doesn't claim that woman. He doesn't credit her. If he becomes successful, he just replaces her with his dream girl. And this is the pattern that repeats because women keep giving without requiring reciprocity. They don't allow a man to reciprocate. And so everything is unbalanced, and then they're left feeling, oh, how did he use me like that? He didn't use you that. A person can't take advantage of you or use you unless you agree to it. And this isn't just about a man. This can apply to jobs too. This isn't just about men. This is applies to jobs, companies, and systems, because the patriarchy has always benefited from women's beauty and emotional labor. Jobs will do it to you all the time. Jobs use beautiful women as the face cover of a business meeting. I remember when I was younger, I was probably like 21, and I knew this man had only hired me for my beauty and the receptionist. I knew he only hired me for that. That was all. He didn't care if I did any really work. He still paid me not much. I was 21, probably not even 21. So, I mean, that's how men in companies use you. You know what I mean? So this is why I tell people, stop letting people extract value from you without any type of compensation. Any type. You are the commodity. Let me remind you something that women forget. You are the value. You determine whether the population continues. We women determine the access to us. We also determine lineage. Close your wombs. Men chase women. Wars have started over women. Entire empires are built on women's labor, and yet women walk around acting like they are disposable. You are not. Don't let people gaslight you like that. Okay? Freedom is not free. Here's the point that nobody wants to talk about. Marriage, pregnancy, and children reduce your autonomy. It does. That's just the reality of it. When you have children, as y'all see, I'm holding the baby right now. When you have children, you are legally responsible. I'm holding the whole baby while recording. When you have children, you are legally responsible. You can't just leave. Your freedom is restricted, and your body is vulnerable. Men could leave, and that's why I don't have sympathy for men when they say they're broke. Women are out here with 4 or 5 kids with no babysitters, no family to help them, and still manage a household. So I don't hold space and sympathy for men. If her dad was to tell me, oh, I don't have the money, and he wants me to feel, I don't feel sympathy for men. I'm sorry, I am cold. I don't feel sympathy for men, because men are able to have a whole 24 hours to themselves, a whole month and years by themselves, and they can check out of fatherhood. They can check out anytime they want to. The most dangerous time for a woman is pregnancy and postpartum. Cheating increases during that time. Abuse increases. Control increases, because you're vulnerable. You're healing. You're exhausted. You're dependent. So tell me, how are you supposed to fight back when you're recovering from childbirth? You can't. That's why freedom should never be given away for free. That should be your motto going forward. Anybody who wants your body, anybody who wants your time, anybody who wants your labor, your womb, your peace, your emotional support needs to pay a fee. Argue with your mammy. That fee could look like financial support. That fee could look like protection. It could look like stability. It could look like consistency. It could look like an investment. It could look like a real partnership. I don't care what it is. But what it would never look like again is access to me with no type of exchange. Never, because dealing with someone who doesn't add value is taking away from you. Okay, it's taken away from your healing. It's taken away from your business. It's taken away your peace. It's taken away your future. And unless a man or anyone is adding to your life, there's no reason for you to give them access. Listen to me, ladies in their 20s. This is auntie talking. Okay? Stop giving yourself away for free. Stop giving yourself emotionally to companies, to men, or anyone without anyone reciprocating it to you. You are not desperate. You ain't desperate. You are not replaceable. You are not powerless. You are the value, baby girl. You're the value, and anything valuable comes with the cost. Anything valuable comes with the cost. Okay, and if this video reached you in any type of way, send this to a woman who's been putting up with a man who ain't doing nothing for her, and she cooking him, and she feeding for him, and she showing him and she showing him all this, and giving away all her energy to this man and pouring into this man, and he ain't proof to her nothing. Send this video to her.